The desert outside Reno, Nevada, had a way of swallowing sound. At night, the highway hummed low and distant, like it was breathing in its sleep. The Silver Crest Motel sat just off Route 50, a fading strip of flickering neon and cracked pavement. It wasn't the kind of place people chose, it was the kind of place they ended up. Daniel Reeves had been the night manager there for almost 3 years. He liked the quiet. No complaints, no crowds, no small talk. Just paperwork, occasional late check-ins, and the soft buzz of the security monitors behind the front desk. From midnight to sunrise, the motel belonged to him. That's what he thought until room 12. It started on a Thursday night. At exactly 11:47 p.m., a black SUV pulled into the parking lot. Daniel noticed it immediately on the CCTV screen. Not because cars arriving late was unusual, but because this one stopped under a broken light, just out of clear view. The driver stepped out slowly. Tall. Male. Hoodie pulled low. No visible luggage. Daniel watched as the man walked toward the office, his steps calm, measured. When he entered, he didn't look around like most guests did. He walked straight to the counter. "I need a room," he said. His voice was flat. No accent Daniel could place. "Sure," Daniel replied, forcing a polite smile. "One night?" "Just tonight." Daniel slid the registration form across the desk. "ID, please." The man hesitated for a fraction of a second. Then he handed over a driver's license. Name, Eric Lawson. Address, Sacramento, California. Daniel typed it into the system, barely glancing at the screen. "Room 12, he said, handing over the key. "Parking's right outside." The man took it without a word. No small talk. No eye contact. Just silence. At 12:06 a.m., room 12's light turned on. Daniel leaned back in his chair, sipping stale coffee as he glanced at the monitors. Everything looked normal. A couple arguing softly in room 7. A trucker asleep in his cab. The usual. Then at 12:32 a.m., something strange happened. The CCTV feed flickered. Once. Twice. Then the screen showing the hallway outside room 12 went black. Daniel frowned. "Not again," he muttered. The motel's camera system was old. Glitches weren't rare. But they usually affected all cameras, not just one. He tapped the side of the monitor. Nothing. For exactly 10 minutes, that camera stayed offline. At 12:42 a.m., it came back. Clear. Stable. Normal. Daniel shrugged it off. Big mistake. At 3:18 a.m., a woman walked into the office. She looked shaken. Mid-30s. Hair messy, face pale. "Excuse me," she said, voice trembling. "I heard something, from the room next to mine." "What kind of something?" Daniel asked. A loud thud. Like something falling. Then nothing. "What room are you in?" "Room 11. Daniel's stomach tightened slightly. "Room 12. "I'll check it out," he said, grabbing the spare key. The hallway felt colder than usual. Room 11 was silent now. The woman stood behind him, arms crossed tightly. Daniel knocked on room 12. No response. He knocked again, louder. "Sir?" "Front desk." Still nothing. He hesitated. Then unlocked the door. The smell hit first. Not strong. Not obvious. But wrong. Metallic. Still. Daniel pushed the door open slowly. The room looked untouched at first glance. Bed neatly made. TV off. Curtains drawn. Then he saw the floor. A man lay beside the bed. Face down. Not moving. The police arrived within 15 minutes. Sirens broke the desert silence, red and blue lights flashing against the motel's peeling walls. Officers secured the area while paramedics confirmed what Daniel already knew. Dead. The victim wasn't Eric Lawson. At least, not according to the ID found in his wallet. Name, Michael Trent. Age 41. From Las Vegas. No signs of struggle. No weapon. No forced entry. Just a body in a locked room. Detective Carla Hayes took over the case. She wasn't impressed by coincidences. "Walk me through it again," she said, standing in the office as Daniel replayed the night. "Guy checks in at 11:47. Name Eric Lawson. Goes to room 12. Everything normal until around 12:30. Then the camera outside his room goes out for 10 minutes. Only that camera?" "Yes." "And after that?" "Nothing unusual, until the guest in room 11 reports a noise at 3:18. Carla nodded slowly. "Let's see the footage." They reviewed the CCTV recordings. 11:47 p.m., the SUV arrives. The man enters the office. Face partially hidden. 12:06 a.m., room 12 lights on. 12:32 a.m., camera feed cuts out. 12:42 a.m., feed returns. But something was off. Carla leaned closer to the screen. "Pause it." Daniel froze the frame at 12:42. The hallway looked empty. Too empty. "No one leaves?" she asked. "No." "No one enters either?" "No." Carla crossed her arms. "So during those 10 minutes, something happened inside that room. And whoever did it never walked out." The autopsy report made things stranger. Time of death, between 12:30 a.m. and 12:40 a.m. Right when the camera was down. Cause of death, blunt force trauma. Single strike. Precise. Clean. Professional, Carla muttered. "But there's more," the coroner added. "No defensive wounds. He didn't fight back." "Meaning?" "He either trusted the person, or never saw it coming." Carla returned to the motel the next day. "Show me the registration form," she said. Daniel handed it over. She stared at the name, Eric Lawson. "Fake," she said immediately. "How do you know?" "Because we checked. The real Eric Lawson is alive. And he didn't stay here." Daniel felt a chill. "So who checked in last night?" Carla looked at him. "That's exactly the problem. They tracked the SUV. Or tried to. The license plate captured on camera didn't exist. Fake. Every detail about the guest was wrong. Except one thing. The timing." Carla expanded the investigation. Phone records. Credit card usage. Nearby traffic cameras. Nothing. It was like the killer had stepped into existence for 10 minutes, and then vanished. 3 days later, a break came from an unexpected place. The woman from room 11. "I remembered something," she told Carla over the phone. "The sound I heard, it wasn't just a thud." "What else?" "A voice." Carla's attention sharpened. "What did it say?" The woman hesitated. "It sounded like, 'You shouldn't have come here.'" That changed everything. Now it wasn't random. The victim had been targeted. Digging deeper into Michael Trent's life revealed secrets. He wasn't just a businessman from Las Vegas. He had a past. Connections to offshore accounts. Shady deals. And one particular incident 2 years earlier, a failed partnership that ended badly. Very badly. The name that kept coming up? Victor Hale. A man who disappeared shortly after losing millions in that deal. Officially, he left the country. Unofficially, no one had seen him since. Carla pulled an old photo. Victor Hale. Tall. Sharp features. Cold eyes. She compared it to the CCTV image from the motel. Even with the hoodie. It matched. But there was a problem. Victor Hale was declared legally dead 6 months ago. No body. No proof. Just gone. Carla returned to the motel one last time. "Run the footage again," she told Daniel. This time, she focused on something different. Not room 12. But the shadows. At exactly 12:42 a.m., when the camera came back online, something moved. Just for a second. Near the far end of the hallway. A door closing. Room 14. Daniel blinked. That room was empty. Carla didn't respond. She was already walking toward the hallway. Room 14's door creaked open. Inside, the air felt stale and used, but not untouched. On the small desk sat something Daniel hadn't seen before. A motel notepad, with a single line written on it. 10 minutes is all it takes. Carla looked around slowly. Whoever did this planned every second. Daniel swallowed. But how did he leave? Carla turned toward the window. Slightly open. Just enough. Outside, the desert stretched endlessly. No witnesses. No cameras. No sound. Weeks passed. No arrest. No new leads. Victor Hale remained a ghost. The case went cold. But Daniel never forgot that night. Every time the CCTV flickered, every time a car parked just out of view, he felt it again. That silence. That wrongness. Then, one night, months later, at exactly 12:32 a.m., the screen went black again. Only one camera. The hallway. Daniel stared at it. Frozen. Heart pounding. 10 minutes later, it came back. Clear. Empty. Except for one thing. On the door of room 12. Something new. A message. Scratched into the wood. Still watching. And this time, no one had checked in.